wind-up set, and away they go. Amanzoe a little bit slow to get going for this Albasti Equiworld Dubai British EBF Rosemary Stakes. Potapova broke nicely and leads the main group down the centre of the course there, with Astral Bow right up there in the pink cap, the green and white, the white-faced filly there, Quick Change. They're being tracked then by Queen For You, pink with the white sleeves. Oh, and Crystal Caprice has gone wrong and has been pulled up, sadly, out of the race. Over on the far side rail, racing all by herself, is Amanzoe, who's well in touch, even though she got away to a slightly tardy start. The main group, meanwhile, Naomi LaPaglia is covered up there behind Silver Lady, the blue jacket. Tarawa's patiently ridden, Lightship and cap alongside that one. And just at the back of the field as they continue down through the first 3 furlongs. They're spread out by about 6 or 7 lengths then as they come up towards the final 3. On the far side, Amanzoe still there with a chance then. Astral Bow. Right with them still is Queen For You as they move down towards the bushes now. Just over 2 furlongs to run. Trying to improve is Amena on the outside in the yellow jacket, shaken up. Silver Lady is on the move. Tarara down the outside as well as they move down towards the final furlong. Coopiece rather, and Frankie Dettori picking up well on the outside in eye-catching fashion. Almost 5 in a line here as they race up the hill. Queen For You, Potapova and Amena with Tarawa and Coopiece finishing off strongly on the outside. This is going to be desperately close, but Coopiece bows out in the UK, wins the Rosemary. Time for with Potapova and Tarawa all involved right behind. That was a Frankie special.
5 in a line for the Rosemary, and it goes the way of Frankie Dettori. Win number 499 at HQ with good rides to come. Potapova has come through for second. It looks as though Tara was third ahead of the winner's stable companion Queen For You. Amena, well, she's 5th, but she's not beaten very far, and they're clear of Silver Lady in 6, and a break then to Naomi LaPaglia in 7. In the Jhon Farms colours, this was her British swan song, as John Gosden was saying beforehand, and she's rounded off in quite some style under a ride of significant finesse.
Yeah, and whichever trainer it is that is picking her up in the US will have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, she'll win graded races in America, no problem.
Yeah, she'll be tailor-made for it, and she's gutsy, isn't she, here? She had to be. Right down the outside, tough, tight finish. There's always just a little bit of a sneaky feeling that Dettori had saved a little bit and edges ahead final 50 yards, and yeah, she's very determined, and she's achieved a lot this year. She's been to Royal Ascot and won. This is her best performance, I think.
And she's come from an awful long way back. I don't know whether Frankie wanted to be that far back or whether she just wasn't really picking up the bridle early.
Yeah, I think he's had to coax her, hasn't he, at the stages of the race where she's maybe just not travelling as well as he might have liked, but he hasn't been in sort of too much of a hurry. Tarawa was the filly that really did travel strongly into it through under Chris Hayes. She's gone really strongly and then not quite delivered. She's run very well, but she didn't find quite as much as she threatened to.
And she's helped Frankie Dettori, hasn't she, Tarawa? Her move then at the 2-pole has helped to get into it. John Gosden wondered whether Fallen Few, the far side, who's finished 4th, would handle the undulations as well as the winner. So with that in mind, she's probably run quite well.
Yeah, she's run well. Queen For You, far side. Potapova's run really well. Amina's run really well. You know, look, all of those first 5 have run either career best performances or right up to their best.
And clearly, and we talk about Potapova, she's run very well, but it's not a race that Sir Michael Stout will want to see ever again, because Crystal Caprice has suffered a very serious injury there not long after the start. And a beautifully bred filly from a wonderful family that have done the de Rothschild family and the late Mrs. Robeson extremely well, and that was very difficult to see because they've clearly taken a lot of time and trouble to get it back to the track.
Yeah, no, it was a difficult watch, wasn't it? And thoughts with all connections there with Crystal Caprice, as you say. It's a lovely family.
5 then, in with a chance, down to the closing stages of the Albasti Equiworld Dubai British EBF Rosemary Stakes. Dettori's most famous victory in this race came as part of his Magnificent 7 when it was run at Ascot back in 1996, and the winner of the race that day was Fatefully, which I think was win number 5 of the 7 that afternoon. And this might have played its own little part in potentially a somewhat historic day, though nothing like that. If he gets to 500 Newmarket winners, that'd be quite something.
Switched here in 2010.
As part of as part of the Champions Day rejig.
And he's won it twice, Dettori, so 2 of the 499s. If you are so inclined to be bothered about such things, have come here in this race.
What was the other one?
Soft Whisper, a couple of years ago.
I wouldn't have got that given 100 guesses. Coopiece has won the Albasti Equiworld Dubai British EBF Rosemary Stakes under Frankie Dettori for Jhon and Thady Gosden in the colours of Judmont. I wonder whether he can produce that unexpected piece of magic aboard Free Wind, who at this stage looks an unlikely heroine in the Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, but when this guy's around, anything's possible. And the huge contingent of school kids here have just got what they wanted, which is good to see. We'll go and chat to him, and Jess will give you the SPs.
Always great seeing Frankie Dettori and those Judmont silks sported to so much success, especially this weekend, with memories of the great Enable, and he's always delighted to have success. More